welcome to Real Geeks. I'm gonna bring you another Geeks Kitchen today. Today we're gonna be doing a McDonald's Copycat cheeseburger casserole. So it's really good, really simple, and not expensive, very affordable, and we're gonna get right into it. Alright, quick list of all the ingredients that you're gonna need for this recipe. So, ground beef, obviously. Onion. Okay, I'm gonna be using cheddar cheese today, which is not what I normally use. The original recipe that I tried and then adjusted a little bit called for, shredded American cheese, but shredded American cheese is almost impossible to find, and the only way that I know to really do it is to buy a block of American cheese and shred it. It's kind of a pain. So what I normally use is they have bags of shredded Velveeta, usually, in the aisle where the normal shredded cheese is, and that works great, and it tastes just like American cheese. So, that's what I normally use. I wasn't able to get it yesterday, unfortunately. So I needed cheddar for some other stuff that I'm doing this week, so I decided to try the recipe with the cheddar, and I'll let you know how that goes. Then we just have ketchup, mustard, dill, pickles, and pepper, and some crescent rolls. Again, the original recipe I tried said to get the sheet of crescent rolls, but you end up cutting them up anyway, so I think any crescent rolls work just fine. I've used the pre-cut ones. You just don't separate them all the way. It's pretty easy. Okay, so I'm gonna first, before I start doing the cooking, prep the onion and the pickles. So I'm gonna chop the onion and the pickles. You're gonna need a quarter cup around of each. I'm not very too much on the measurements all the time, so I'll kind of eyeball things, and if I look the way that we like things is with a little more onion. Me and Zanny both happen to be pickle lovers too. So I might add a little bit more pickles, but we're gonna get these ready, and here we go. Alright, so I'm gonna do a half an onion, and definitely don't think we should need more than that. Alright, now I'm gonna chop up the pickles. I found that the chips are generally easier to dice up, but I've used plenty of different kinds of pickles. Sometimes those sandwich slices, those slice pretty well too. You can stack them on top of each other, cut them pretty easily. Let's see. I feel like that should be enough. But like I said, we like the pickles. So I'm going to go ahead and chop these up. Alright, now we got some onions and pickles chopped up and ready for us. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is preheat the oven to 375. And while that's preheating, I'm going to go ahead and get everything else ready. Alright, I've got the heat going here to cook the chopped meat and onions. And break this up a little bit. Alright, I'm going to add a generous quarter cup of the onions. So, you like a little less, so you can, keep it at a little more even measurement of a quarter cup. But I also, you could see in the speed up there, cut the onions pretty fine. That's what I always loved the best about McDonald's cheeseburgers, were how tiny the onions were. And even when I was little and I didn't really like onions, they never bothered me from McDonald's. So, alright, so I'm going to go ahead and brown this up. Alright, I'm gonna call that good. I don't want to brown it up too much because it still has to go through the oven and I don't want everything to dry out too much. So I'm gonna go ahead and drain this. Alright, so meat strained, I'm going to add a quarter cup of pickles. And again, I pretty much cut about a little over a quarter cup, so I'm going to go ahead and add all the pickles because you can't have too many pickles. Alright. I'm going to add a half cup of ketchup. Alright, so we got a half cup of ketchup. Gonna add a tablespoon of mustard. Tablespoon of mustard. I just like to measure these out over the sink just in case of any little mishaps. Now I'm gonna add about a quarter cup of water. The original recipe used a half a cup. We tend to like our flavor strong, so I go a little bit less than the half cup, but I'm going to use the half cup to measure about half of it just to rinse out some of the extra ketchup that's left in there. Alright, so got about half filled with water. Just going to swish it around a little bit. teaspoon of pepper. I'm just gonna do it to taste because I'm not gonna measure out a tiny teaspoon of pepper. Alright, that's about right. Alright, now I'm gonna mix this all up. Alright, now you're gonna put this into an 11 by 7 Pyrex dish or glass bakeware container. So it's a 2-quart, but it's not the 9 by 13, the really, like the kind of standard size casserole dish. This one is the little bit smaller one. I hope of all my cooking videos my mom doesn't watch this one because I'm pretty sure I took this from her. But yeah, super perfect for this recipe. So, gonna put your beef mixture into the 11 by 7. Now you're going to top the beef mixture with about a cup and a half of cheese. Now again, the options for the cheese, standardly it is shredded American, but if you've ever looked for shredded American cheese, you would know that it's next to impossible to find. Or, you know, blocks of American cheese. The only place I know to get it from is like the deli itself. But American cheese is soft, and since it's made to be sliced into slices, it's like an awkward size. It's really hard to shred. The Velveeta shredded cheese works really well for this. So that is definitely the best option. I am attempting with cheddar today because that is kind of what I was stuck getting. But I will definitely let you know at the end of the video if it was a worthy substitute for this recipe. Also, as an alternative, you could try the kind of like prepackaged slices of American cheese. I don't know that, but those kind of like single slices of American cheese, just like laid on top, you'd use like 6 slices. That would work also, in a pinch. So the last thing that we're going to get to work on is the crescent rolls for the top. Okay, here we go. Everybody who freaks out when crescent rolls pop, get ready. You might want to fast forward a little tiny bit. Alright. So, I pre-wiped down the counter. Don't put dough on the counter without wiping it down first, because it's going to pick up any dust and stuff like that, so it's pretty gross. Sure there's no holes in the dough. Fine, like to layer over each other a little bit. So, I'm going to make sure that the dough is sealed, not stretched too tight, nice and soft so that it can fluff up a little bit. Now, as an alternative, you can brush this with an egg wash and put sesame seeds on top. I don't really love sesame seeds personally, so I don't do that. You could do the egg wash anyway, but I think it really cooks fine without it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this into the oven that we've been preheating. So it's 375. I'm going to put this in for 25 to 30 minutes. Basically, whenever the top looks done, it's done. So just keep an eye on the top. Definitely don't undercook it. You don't want it to be doughy, but keep an eye on it. If you check it 20 minutes and it looks really brown, you don't want to burn it. So we're gonna cook this. So I'm gonna set mine for 25 minutes and check it and see how it is. So it's about 25 to 30 minutes. Alright, so I checked on it after 20 minutes and I think it looks good, nice and golden. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it done. I don't like the crust too overcooked. So we're gonna dig into this. I'll give you the side note on whether the shredded cheddar is an acceptable substitute for the Velveeta. We're gonna go check this out. Okay, everybody, so verdict is, yeah, you can totally use the cheddar cheese in place of the shredded American or the shredded Velveeta. That is my preference. I like the Velveeta better. It's a little creamier, but as far as the flavor, cheddar doesn't throw it off at all. So thumbs up to that. Came out great. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know if you try it. Any ideas? Any questions? Love to talk to you guys. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed this one, and we'll be back with you again real soon.